trust me, this is going to be the easiest method to draft your pattern for women's trouser. This method covers up for both plus sizes, so no matter your size, no matter the size you're working with, this trouser pattern fits so well. Like, it's so accurate with no adjustment if you follow the step-by-step process I'm going to show you in this video. The method I'm going to be using in this video is the splash and spread method to achieve a perfect fit on your trouser. So if this is what interests you, ensure to stay to the end so you can follow the step-by-step process in making this beautiful trouser pattern. I made a margin of 1 inch on the vertical axis and 1 inch on the horizontal axis, and I'll label it. After that, I'm going to divide the hip measurement that I'm working with, which is 39, divided by 4, which gave me 9.75. This becomes the crotch depth, and I'll mark it out like this, trying to get a block form or a block pattern. So this is how I am marking it, just to make it equal. After that, I will draw my vertical and horizontal lines like so. So to get the crotch extension, I will divide the hip measurement by 20. 39 divided by 20, which gave 1.95, and which is approximately 2 inches, and I marked it out just the way I did here. Then after that, I need to get my hip line, which is 7.5 inches. I will advise you measure your client for the hip line to work with, and this is 7.5 inches here, which I marked down using a horizontal line. After that, I will get my crotch curve. So to get the crotch curve, I will come out by 0.25 inches. Yes, so that helped me to get the curve accurately, and this is just a guide to get the curve accurately. And this is how I curved it out using my pattern curve. And after that, I will divide the crotch depth line into 2, which gave me 6 inches, and I'll mark it down. This will help me to get my crease line. You can call it crease line or you can call it grain line. So I'll make a vertical line for it, just the way I am doing here. Now I need to get my waist to knee measurement. So the waist to knee measurement I'm working with is 22 inches. So this is 22 inches here, and I'll make it in a straight line, just the way I'm trying to mark it out. So just make sure the lines you're marking out are straight. So I'll label the lines so we won't get confused, and I will divide the knee measurement by 2, which is 20 divided by 2, which gave me 10. I marked 5 inches on both sides. So after that, I will connect it to the crotch line. So the crease line is like a guide in imputing your trouser measurement. So I'm trying to thicken the curve so that you can see it well. I will also use my marker pen to thicken the lines on the knee. So after that, I will go over to the full length of this trouser. So for this trouser, I basically use the same measurement for the round knee on the down part of it. So it's just the same 20 inches I used, and I'm extending it just the way I did. And I did the same thing for the other side of it. So after that, I will go over to the upper part. Then I'll bring in my curve to use it and curve it out just the way I did here. This is my pant curve. And after that, we'll work on the upper part of this trouser. So to get the waist measurement, 28 divided by 4, which gave 7, plus 1 inch for the dart, and this is me marking 8 inches. So after that, I'll connect it to the hip line. So for some of us that wouldn't want that on our trousers, you can decide to come in from the center front by 1 inch, 0.75 or 0.5 inches. and connect it to the line just the way I did here. But for tutorial purpose, I will be adding that to this trouser pants, and this is me getting the center of it, and I marked 4.5 inches down for the front dart. Note that the front dart is normally 4 to 4.5 inch for the front dart, and I will extend the dart just the way I did now, and I will come in with my tape to mark ½ inch on both sides and connect it using my pencil. I like to work with my pencil first so that in case if there's any mistake I can easily wipe it off. So I'll use my marker pen to make it more visible to us. So after that, I will come up by the side by ½ inch. You can go up by 0.75 inch and connect it to the first dart leg. I came up by ½ inch and I connected it to the first dart leg. So to shape our front waistline, I will close up the dart line. Yeah, we'll close up the front dart, and after that I will come down by 0.75 or 0.5 inches, connect it like so. So I'll use my curve to connect it carefully. You can decide to tape down your darts before connecting it. So after that, I will open up the darts, and this is the whole front pattern for this trouser. Very easy and looking beautiful. And I'm cutting it out just like this. Then I will tape it down for the dart part before making the curve visible and cutting it out. So this is the front pattern, and after that I will bring in a new paper and lay it on top of the paper. And for this pattern we are going to splash the hip line. Don't splash it to the end, just splash it a little, don't cut through it, and open it up. Try using your tape to tape it down to relax. I will open it up using 1.5 inches. So for hip 39 below you can use 1.5 inches, but for hip 40 above you can use 2 inches, 2.5 inches, which is maximum. So this is 1.5 inches I just marked out, and after that I will come in by ½ inches on the crotch line and ½ inches on this other side. The same thing I'll do for the hip line, the waistline, and the knee line, and the same thing I will do for the down part of this trouser. I will be coming in ½ inch on both sides of this trouser. So I'm trying to make everything to lay flat, and this is me coming in by ½ inch on both trouser. So I'll measure what I have in between the ½ inch I marked on both sides, and this gave 11. So I'll place the 11 on the ½ inch on this other side. Please pay close attention to this, and I'll mark the round thigh measurement, which is 24. I'll do the same thing for the hip. Measure what you have in between, which is 9, and place the 9 on the ½ inch. Mark the round hip measurement. The same thing for the waist. Measure out what I have in between the ½ inch I marked out on both sides. Place it on this other end and measure the round waist measurement. Yeah, this is where the round waist measurement is. I'll do the same thing for the knee. Measure what I have in between the ½ inch, place it on the other ½ inch, and mark the round thigh, the round knee measurement, sorry. Measure what I have and place it just the way I did now, and I'll connect it like this. Note that for this back pattern, all the measurements will go to the inseam. Yeah, so all the measurement goes to the inseam, and I'm extending the lines we just marked out, what we just marked out. I'm extending like this and making my curve just the way I am doing it now. So I just hope you understand this part very well. So this is how I'm curving it, and I will curve it also to the waistline. So this is it. Then I'll use my marker pen to make it thicker, just the way I am doing it now. So I'll cut it out like this. After that, I will close back the hip line. Yeah, I'll close it back, then mark my back darts for this trouser. So trust me guys, this is very easy. This is just simple and easy to understand. So I will keep the front pattern aside to make the back dart. So for the back dart, I will come in by 4 inches and I will go down by 5.5 inches. So this is the standard measurement for back darts for trousers, and I will mark ½ inch on both sides and connect it to the dart leg, just the way I am doing now. So I'll use my marker pen as well to thicken this so it will be visible for us all. So after that, I will close it up, and now I'll use my tracing wheel to trace out the crotch line that I just want it to appear on the back pattern. So this is for tutorial purpose, and after tracing it, I will make the horizontal line just like this using the the already traced out lines. So I will label it, which is the crotch line and the knee line I just traced out. So after this, this is the back pattern. I'll cut it out, and this is how everything looks. This is the back pattern for this trouser. To get the band for the front, I will close up the darts and mark out 1.5 inches from the center front, and this is the 1.5 inches on the center front all through to the side front. So this is just how I am connecting it. I'll connect it like this, then I'll bring a different pattern paper to trace it out on the pattern paper. Yeah, so you can decide to cut it out and add your allowances while cutting on fabric or separately, but I decided to trace mine out and add the allowances on the new pattern paper I'm tracing on. So I will make the curve. You cannot see the trace I have on the new paper, but I can see it from here. So I will trace it out, and after then I'll add my seam allowances when I'm done with this. For the back band, I will do the same thing, close up the darts and mark 1.5 inches just like this and connect it using the curve. So I'll bring in the paper and trace it out just the way I did the front. So I'll trace it out on all the sides. So I'll go ahead to cut out the band, and this is me cutting it out, and I'll also cut out the front and label it center front, side front. Okay, for the pocket, I will come down by 7 inches, which is standard for it, depending on how deep you want the pocket to go. Then I will come out by 3 inches, 2 inches, 2.5, depending on your choice, but I use 2 inches for this. And I will connect it just to make a straight line, and from there I will come down by 3 inches, 3.5, depending on how deep you want your trouser pocket to be, but I use 3 inches for this tutorial, and I'll connect it like this. Mind you, I didn't start from the tip to connect it. I made a little straight line on the other side of it. So this is it. Now I will come in by 3 inches and connect it to this other 3 inches here. You can decide to use your curve and connect it straight up, but for me, I like to go block ways. Like I'll make a block form to this end and connect the block form to this other side. Then I will come in by 1 inch just to get a perfect curve. So I will curve it using my curve to curve it like this, and this is it. I will use my marker pen to make it more visible, and this is how it looked like. So this is going to be the pocket cover for this trouser. So this is going to be the pocket cover. I brought in another paper to trace it on that paper, just the way I did the band, the trouser band. So I will trace it out on this paper just like this. So if you don't have a tracing wheel, you can decide to use a transparent paper and you place it on top of your pattern and trace it out just that same way. So I'm trying to get the shape I traced out from our front pattern. So this is it. So after tracing it out, I will move over to the other side and trace out the pocket bag. So I told you initially the other one we traced out was a pocket cover. So this is the pocket bag I'm tracing out just like this. And I'll just do the same thing, just to repeat the same thing I did for the pocket cover. So this is the pocket. I made a mistake here. This is the pocket cover and this is the pocket bag for it, and I'll need two of it. Then I'll make a notation. I've gone ahead to mark out the allowances I need for it. So this is how it all looks like, and this is the full pattern for this. So on the pocket bag, I added 1 inch allowance for the side seam because I'm going to use 1 inch allowance to make this trouser for the trouser side seam, and this is the same thing for the band, and this is the full trouser piece. So in our next video, I'm going to be showing you how to use this pattern to make beautiful trouser. So if you haven't subscribed yet, ensure to subscribe so you won't miss out. Like and share. Thank you. Bye.